Hello, everybody. I'm going to give everybody some time to get in here because today I am going to touch on some topics that are just, I feel like everybody needs to speak about. And I'm so upset because yesterday on September the 1st, I actually planned on getting on live, but I was getting my hair braided at the time, at past the time when it was time for me to get on live, so I was not able to. But this message is really close to my heart because I feel like this is something that we all go through, and sometimes we don't actually realize what it is that we're going through, right? Sometimes we look at things and we look at them as if we are the victim, right? We look at things as if something is being done to us. But as one of my mentors always says, nothing happens to you, it happens for you. And I was replaying my life. As I was replaying my life, I was thinking about how I let so many things go. And one thing that I had to realize was that there was defining moments. I had to think about how I got where I got right now, where I am right now, right? And when you think about where you are right now, there was some defining moments that happened in your life that catapulted you to where you are right now. And you may be someone that is where I was. You may be someone that is like, it's the last quarter of the year. The goals that I made for 2025, they have not been accomplished yet. I'm still about to go into 2026 with the same goals. It's still the last quarter of the year, and I am really not where I want to be, right? And if that is you, if you are someone that made some goals at the beginning of the year, you fell off and things are happening right now and you don't know what it is, you are not alone. So what you can do now, instead of worrying about what didn't happen, what you need to do now is make the last 4 months of this year count. And this message that I have today about defining moments is so strong because sometimes life is just happening, right? Your tire gets flat, bills are due, things are going on with the kids, things are going on with your relationship, right? And sometimes we are so busy looking at the situation that's going on and thinking that something is happening to you that we don't even stop and think, what is this moment trying to teach me? What is this situation trying to show me in life, right? And so I had to think about it. When I had the biggest movements and biggest triumphs in life, it was after some very bad moments. How many of you guys are on here right now and it's September 2nd and you're like, it's 3 months left in this year and I have not gotten to where I want to be yet? How many of you are on here right now are writing off your 2025 because you're saying it's already September, I haven't even started it, I'm just going to wait and put this on my New Year's resolution list? How many of you all are doing that? Right? And you have to really understand that right now, this season that you're in, whatever resistance that you're facing in life, it's actually a defining moment for you. Like, how many of you guys have something? I had something that happened to me yesterday, right? Something happened to me yesterday, right? And I could have assessed the situation and I could have said, you know, why is this happening to me? I could have been mad. But instead, I recognized that moment was a defining moment, and that moment was the real, like, the reality check that I needed to get to the next level, right? So when we have these defining moments, I had a lot of defining moments, y'all. Like when I met my family, right? When I met my biological family when I first came to Houston. And when I met them, my mom had passed away before I could meet her, right? And when I met my family, knowing people that met my mom before, everybody has stories about her, right? They had different stories because I never got to meet her. So, of course, they're going to tell me different things about her. So, they told me stories about my mom. And some of the stories were good. Some of the stories were not, right? I ended up, meeting my family. Some of the experiences were good and some of the experiences were not. But one thing that I noticed, like when I had my defining moment, was in all of the stories that people told me about my mom, they said that she had so much potential, but everything was but. Your mom had so much potential, but she used to like to party. Or she had so much potential, but she used to like to drink a lot. She had so much potential, but she was a victim of substance abuse, right? And even being around, her family and everything, at first, I was looking at the situation as in, like, dang, I didn't get to meet my mom, and now I hear all these things, and she, it's not the best things that I wanted to hear, but I had to understand something, and it struck me when her friend from California found me on Facebook and, told me about her, right? And her thing was, your mom has so much potential, but. And that was my defining moment for me, because I said, okay, this keeps like these stories and everything keeps happening and keeps coming to me, right? And it was always somebody had so much potential, but, right? And so my defining moment for me, it really told me, like, I am going to finish what my mom couldn't. She has so much potential, but she fell victim to substances, right? And so I told myself in that defining moment of people telling me all of these negative things that she did, some people telling me the positive things, some experiences I'm going through with different people. And I had to tell myself, Unika, this is your defining moment. And now that you have this information, what are you going to do with it, right? And so some of you are on here and you're like, listen, it's 4 months left in this year and I'm not anywhere near where I want it to be. And if you are somebody that's like that right now, one thing that I can tell you is it's still 4 months left in this year for you to do what you need to do. And sometimes what we're going through, we're so busy complaining and venting out to the world about what we're going through, we never sit down and try to think, what is this situation trying to tell me? What is this situation trying to teach me? Where is this situation trying to move me? And that's how I felt when people kept telling me, your mom has so much potential, but your mom has so much potential, but she fell as a victim to this and a victim to that. I started thinking about when people tell me how much potential I have. And in that moment, I said, well, what is stopping me from reaching my full potential, right? And so at that moment, I decided that I was going to maximize on my defining moments. I wasn't going to sit there and say my mom was on drugs and she passed away and I didn't get to meet her and I'm so sad and I was in foster care and I'm going to sit there and be a victim. No. Stuff is going to happen to us regardless. Defining moments, it's about turning those bad times into defining moments. So what that you went broke from such and such, right? So what that, you don't have all of the things that you want to have right now. You know what I'm saying? You have to sit and think about what has taken place leading up to right now. And what is this era trying to teach me? And how am I going to maximize on my defining moment? How am I going to dominate my defining moment? And yesterday when that situation happened to me, it kind of threw me off, but it told me, like, this is your time to move. This is your time to not be comfortable. And sometimes you have to understand that some things happen because we just get too comfortable. And you just have to get shaken up a little bit, right? And that's where I was at with the situation that I was in. And so I decided that I was going to dominate my defining moment. I decided that I was not going to let that throw me off, right? And so there's a couple things that I said that I was going to do to dominate my defining moment. And if you are somebody right now that you are so serious about taking these next 4 months of the year and making something phenomenal out of them, if you are somebody that is really going through it, and you may look like you're fine, you may look like you're fine, but you just functioning like me. I was functioning and depressed, right? You may be functioning and close to poverty, and nobody don't even know because you're holding everything together. But if you are serious about taking back your power, because that's really what it is. It's about taking back your power and taking back your energy, right? And I'm going to go over some things that you need to do to dominate your defining moment, right? The first thing is to permanently get rid of vices. I know for me, I'm not the perfect person. Nobody on here is perfect because nobody was made in a perfect image. We all have something that we're doing that is not aligned to where we're going. We all have something that we are doing that is not going to get us closer to where we need to be, right? And you can't say because if you were doing everything right, you would be exactly where you need to be. There is something in your habits, in your routines, in your behaviors that you are indulging in that you should not. I Googled the definition of a vice. A vice is an immoral or wicked behavior. Are you partying too much? Are you gossiping too much? Are you scrolling on social media too much? Are you watching TV too much? Are you on Netflix binge watching too much? Are you drinking too much? Are you smoking too much? Are you watching porn too much? Are you having sex too much? Right? Are you eating too much? Are you shopping too much? What are you doing that is controlling you and isn't taking you closer to where you see yourself? If it does not align with where you want to go, you have to decide to cut it. We have to be each other's accountability partner, right? Everybody on this call, we have to be each other's accountability partner and hold each other accountable to reaching our goals, right? So if you are going to dominate that defining moment that you had, and if you're going to actually change and let that defining moment move you towards where you need to go, the number one thing you need to do is permanently get rid of vices, y'all. I had to think about myself and my own habits. When I kept hearing them stories about my mom, like, oh, she was a good person, but she loved to drink. Oh, she was a good person, but she loved to party. I love a good time. I love a good time with my friends. But you have to know how to draw the line. And you have to understand, like, do you have that addiction spirit in you? Right? Do you have that same spirit in you? So number one is permanently get rid of the vices. You know what you're doing that you're not supposed to be doing. You know what you convict yourself of every day when you say, I'm going to stop doing this, and you don't stop doing it. And when you don't stop doing it, you feel bad. You know what that vice is. So number one, you're going to permanently get rid of that vice. Number two is no negativity. And y'all, this is something that I even have to work on, because I love cracking a good joke on somebody, and it just comes natural. And it really be funny. But why am I ranking on these people? Why am I ranking on these people? Right? So get rid of negativity. Get rid of gossiping. Get rid of the people around you that are always just negative, calling you with negative stuff. Like, you really have to get rid of negativity. And people always say it, but what you like indulge yourself in is what you also attract. I was thinking about a situation with somebody that has a very nasty attitude, right? It's a girl at my job. She got like a real nasty attitude, and she done been through like miscarriages and car wrecks, and like, she has been through so much stuff, right? And she still has a nasty attitude. And so I had to realize that the more negative you are, the more you attract that type of stuff. Like, when her attitude, like when she was saying what she was saying, I remember looking at her. And I was thinking to myself, like, if you really going through all this stuff in life right now, you need to be one of the nicest, most positive, most uplifted, spirited people. Why is your life negative and you're still being nasty to people? No. Because what you attract, what you are, is what you're going to attract. And so I really wanted to tell her, like, but I didn't want her to get smart with me, because I know me. Like, you're not going to get smart with me. So I didn't say nothing, but I really wanted to tell her, like, if you turned your attitude around and stop being so negative and nasty and let that go, you could make room for more positive things in life, right? So you really have to let the negativity go. The third thing that you need to do, if you are serious about, number one, dominating your defining moments, which is the times that you think are so bad that are really lessons for you. It's about dominating those and making the next 4 months the best 4 months, right? If you are going to do that, the third thing you need to do is study your craft like a religion. Okay? Study it. Study the craft like your life depends on it. If you want to be the best cook, you need to be looking up so many different recipes. You need to be cooking so much stuff. You need to be posting every day if you want to be a chef, if you want to be an influencer, a content creator. Baby, you need to have content days where you record in 10, 20 videos a day and you just have them on autopilot. Like, if you really want to take these next 4 months to the next level, you have to study your craft like it's a religion. Me, I'm a trader. I decided that I am going to eat, sleep, breathe trading. From the time I wake up to the time I close my eyes, I'm going to be doing personal development, but I'm going to eat, sleep, and breathe trading. You have to figure out what is your purpose, right? What is your purpose? What are you going to put your name on? Not a job, not your 9 to 5, not your if you're self-employed, not your business, but like what are you gonna do? What are you gonna contribute to this world that is yours, right? That you're going to do forever and stamp your name on it. And so for me, that is trading. So I decided that I'm going to study trading like my life depends on it. They gonna think I'm crazy, okay? The next thing you need to do is you need to read. You need to read. And I'm going to tell you the truth. Like, sometimes they say listen to audios. But for me, I know when I get to getting on YouTube and I listen to some personal development, but we all got short attention spans. We get to go to scrolling on something else. Right? So I found it that if I am actually reading a book, like reading a paper book, that is more effective for me, right? So we need to be reading daily, even if you're reading an audio book. I mean, even if you're reading an ebook, right? And you could scroll and read it on your phone, but we need to actually be reading, because a lot of times we'll listen to personal development. I know I do. And your mind will still wander. Your mind will go all off into other places, and you're not even listening to what you're supposed to be listening to. But when you read, like when you read something, your brain retains it on a different level. So reading daily, designing your life. This one, when you are not in a place where you want to be, like, I'm gonna be transparent. I was living in an apartment for 5 years. The first apartment that I moved in when I moved to Houston, I was living there for 5 years, right? And I looked up, and I was on my job for 5 years. The place that I wanted to move at, they required 3 times more than I was making on my job. And so I decided that I would learn a skill, which was trading. I learned how to trade. Well, I actually didn't learn how to trade. I leveraged other people's trade ideas because I copy trade. And so I leveraged those trade ideas, and I ended up making $13,000 in like 2 months, right? And that allowed me to change my lifestyle. Did I go get a mansion and a Rolls Royce? No. But I designed my life to where I was comfortable. I was no longer in a space where I hated. I'm no longer in a space where I hate where I live, or I hate the car that I drive. You have to start designing your life. And if you're not in the space to make $13,000 in 2 months like I did, start small. Clean up the house. Get rid of the things that you know you don't want. If you know you want to move, you need to make out a plan on how you're going to get that money to move where you want to move. But you have to design your life. I did not realize how much that apartment was playing an effect on my mental until I moved. And my energy level was higher. Everything in me was higher and bigger and just more. But it's never going to be like that if you do not design your life. I'm not telling you to throw all your furniture away and go get all new furniture if that's not what you can do. But I'm telling you to make it as comfortable and as much to your liking as you can. You have to design your life. Environments is everything. I believe I could have been way further along if I was not so stuck in a depression about my environment, my surroundings, and where I lived. So design your life, right? So the things that we're going to do for the next 4 months. Number one, we're going to permanently get rid of those vices, the gossiping, the clubbing, the smoking, the drinking, the talking about people, the cheating on your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever your vice is. We're going to permanently get rid of that. No negativity, no gossiping, no cussing people out. That goes for me, right? No cussing people out, no gossiping, no negativity, no none of that. No cracking jokes, no none of that. Studying your craft like it's a religion. Finding what it is that you're going to do that's an income producing activity, and study that activity like your life depends on it. Next thing, you're going to read daily. Actually pick up a book. Listen, if you don't have like a book list, or you're not even a person that's really savvy with books, or you even know what books to read, join my Facebook community. She Means Business. We talk money, mindset, transformation. Money, mindset, transformation inside my She Means Business community on Facebook. If you are somebody that does not have a book, you don't know anything about books, you need guidance, you need help on to read the right books, get on She Means Business. Money, mindset, transformation inside my community on Facebook, right? The last thing, you're going to design your life. You're going to go home today. You're going to put some carpet freshener on that carpet. You're going to vacuum that carpet. You're going to go through all those drawers in your house. They got unnecessary junk. You're going to clean it out. You're going to declutter your pantry. You're going to clean out the refrigerator. You're going to clean, sparkle up the bathrooms. You may go to the grocery store and buy you some flowers to put in your house. I literally today, y'all, I just went. I wish I could go up there and get my flowers. I just went today and bought me some roses myself. I bought myself some roses because that's what I want to see in my house, right? So design your life. And so before I go pick up my son, I do have a few announcements, right? If you are in Houston, Texas, I just need you to drop H-Town or Houston in the comment section, because I have something so big coming up for anybody that is just ready to level up in life. They're ready to level up with their finances. I have a special announcement. I have some things coming up. So, like I told you guys, I am in the trading and investing industry. I am a day trader. That is what I do, right? I am having networking events. So we do live trading sessions where you can actually come with us, chill with us, see how we trade. You can set you up a demo account, which is a practice account, and you can actually trade with us, you guys. So if any of you are in Houston and you're like, I want to know what this trading thing is about, I want to see if it's real, or I just want to say I've done it before. You know what I'm saying? You can come out with us. Tomorrow we will be what's tomorrow? Tomorrow's Wednesday. So tomorrow at 7 p.m. we'll be meeting up in Houston. If you are in Houston and you want to meet up for one of our live trading sessions, and if you just want to ask questions, DM me trade and I will hook you up with the next session. Or if you're not in Houston, I will put you on our next presentation, right? Also, starting next Wednesday, for 2 Wednesdays out of the month, I will be at the Red Door hosting a networking event, you guys. So I cannot wait for those events. You guys, trading has changed my life. Like, I have a different level of happiness. And you know how when you found your purpose and now you just feel complete? That is me. I know that trading and investing is what I was meant to do. I love doing it. I love the outcome that I've gotten since I've been doing it. And I know that one day it's going to far supersede what I make at my job. And I will be able to retire my job and give it to somebody else that needs it, right? And so I am so happy and so grateful for what day trading has allowed for me to do. So we will have that. Now, if you guys love this live, right? If you love this live and you're waiting to see more things, I am actually going to start coming on here way more often, but I am going to be coming on at nighttime for Level Up Live, right? Level Up Live is my live accountability call that I'm going to have. And it's going to be between 9 to 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I will post in my stories when I'm going to have the calls, right? I'm going to post in my stories the day of when I'm going to be having those calls. So I will be back on here tonight at 10 p.m. And I will see you guys later on. Just remember, your defining moments, you have to dominate those and move in the direction that you need to be moving. I'll see you guys tonight, 10 p.m. Central Standard Time for my Level Up live call. I will see you all later on tonight.